Hi, my name is Jo. Welcome to my Yoga Vinyasa Open and Twist Awakening class. For today's practice, you can use a couple of yoga blocks, but you won't need them specifically for anything, only if you use them in your daily practice anyway. We're gonna start in child pose. When you're ready, get into child pose, knees wider than your hips, slide into your child pose, put your forehead on the mat, start turning your head to the right and to the left, massaging your forehead. From here, walk your hands to the right, lift your head slightly, walk your hands to the right as far as you can without moving your torso, just the arms. Breathe. Come back to center. And walk your hands to the left. Breathe into this stretch. And come back to center. From here, place your hands firmly on the mat and push yourself forward. Lift your heels, lift your feet off the mat. Push yourself forward into Cobra, modified Cobra. If you are getting a cramp at the back of your legs, on your thighs, put your feet down. If not, hold them up, embrace your core. Don't sink into the pose, it's an active pose. And push your hips back into child pose. And again, push yourself forward and up into modified Cobra. And push your hips back again. And one more time. And push your hips back again. Tuck your toes. Come to your first downward facing dog. You can keep your knees bent. On the next inhale, lift your right leg up. Bring your knee to the chest. Step between your hands. Place your left knee down. Anjaneyasana. Look up towards your thumbs. And open your arms. Bend your elbows. Bring your shoulder blades together. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Open your chest to the sky. And come back to center, hands up. Hands on your chest. Inhale. Hook your left knee onto your right elbow and twist on the exhale. On the inhale, open your right hand, arm, open your left arm and reach behind. Imagine that you're holding a piece of paper between your thighs, and that should help you with the balance. Slowly come back. Tuck your toes. Bring your right leg up. Step on the mat. Come into your knees, bend your elbows and come to cobra. Push your hips back and come to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, left leg up. Bring it to your chest. Step between your hands. Anjaneyasana. Look up and interlace your fingers behind your back and open your heart to the sky. Come back to center, arms up and hands on your chest. Inhale, hook your elbow onto your left knee and twist. Look to the left above your arm. Open your left arm, open your right arm and slowly reach back. Look towards your right thumb and windmill your hands back on the mat. Lift your knee, send your left leg up. Put your foot on the mat, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, bend your elbows, nose dive into cobra. And push your hips up and back again. Downward facing dog. From here, lift your right leg on your next inhale. Bend your knee and send your foot behind you. Feel the stretch on your right. Look underneath your armpit. When you're ready, knee to chest and step between your hands. Place your knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhale. Shine your chest to the sky. And come back to center. Inhale, and on the exhale, push from the front heel and send your hips back until you place your hands on the mat or a block. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, half splits. Stay here for a couple of breaths and then come back into Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands on your chest. Twist Open your right arm, open your left arm, and reach back. Windmill your hands, come back. Tuck your toes, send your right leg up. Step on your mat into downward facing dog. Bend your knees, bend your elbows. Come into cobra, modified cobra. Send your hips back into child pose. And come back to downward facing dog. Tuck your toes and send your hips up and back again. On your next inhale, left leg up. Bend your knee and send your foot behind you. Look underneath your armpit. And when you're ready, knee to chest, stand between your hands. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhale, shine your chest to the sky. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, twist, hook your right elbow on your knee, open your left arm, open your right arm, and reach back. Come back, windmill your arms, step on the, tuck your toes, sorry, and send your left leg up. Step next to your right leg, look forward, bend your knees, bend your elbows, nose dive into modified cobra or cobra pose. Send your hips back, child pose. When you're ready, tuck your toes, send your hips up and back into downward facing dog. When you're ready, lift your right leg up, bend your knee, open the hip and send this leg behind you, or rather foot. Look underneath your armpit, and when you're ready, knee to chest, step between your hands. This time we're gonna come all the way up to high lunge, crescent lunge. Inhale, look up. Exhale, open. Interlace your fingers behind your back. And inhale, shine your chest. Exhale, come back. Inhale, hands on your chest and twist to the right. Open your right arm, open your left arm, squeeze your thighs together and reach back. Breathe, and when you're ready, windmill your hands back on the mat. Send your right leg up. Step next to your left foot. Knees down. Nose dive. Cobra. Send your hips back. Child pose. Inhale, tuck your toes. Send your hips back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Bend your knees, send your foot behind you. And look underneath your armpit. When you're ready, knee to chest. Shift your weight forward, step between your hands. And come into high lunge, crescent lunge. Open and interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhale, shine your chest to the sky. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, twist. Exhale, and open your arms and reach back. Windmill your arms back on the mat. Send your left foot up. Step next to your right foot. Downward facing dog. Then bend your elbows, bend your knees. Come all the way down. Slide into cobra pose. Send your hips back. Child pose. Tuck your toes. Come back to downward facing dog. When you're ready, on the inhale, right foot up or right leg up. Bend your knee and send your foot behind. Look underneath your armpit. And when you're ready, knee to chest. Step between your hands. Crescent lunge again. Inhale up. Exhale. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhale. Shine your chest to the sky. And come back to center. Inhale and twist. Exhale, and on the next inhale, open your arms and reach back. Come back. Now from here, inhale, and on the exhale, shift your weight forward and come to warrior pose. Hands at front or the back. From here, step behind you, not as far as back into crescent, just as far as that foot, as the right foot reaches. And step on an angle, 45 degrees angle. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands, aeroplane, arms, and come halfway down. Here you can use your blocks, like here. Halfway up, Inhale, and on the exhale, calm down. Stomach to your thigh. And come back. All the way up. And into warrior 3. Bend your front knee and look for the mat behind you. Back into crescent. And back on the mat. Send your right foot up. Step next to your left foot. Downward facing dog. From here we're gonna go for vinyasa. Any vinyasa you wanna take. It could be that cobra again. Tuck your toes. This time come back to downward facing dog. Look forward, bend your knees and step or float to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up, micro bend, look towards your thumbs. Exhale, hands on the heart. Inhale, micro bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or float back. Come through vinyasa. Send your hips back and into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, left leg up. Bend your knee. Look underneath your armpit. And when you're ready, knee to chest. Step between your hands into crescent lunge. And exhale, hands. Interlace your fingers behind you. Inhale, open your heart to the sky. And come back to center. Hands on heart. Twist. And open. And reach back. And come back to center. Come to warrior pose. Now find mat behind you. Step up on the angle, that back leg is on the angle, hands up to the sky. And on the exhale, hands behind you and halfway down. Place your hands on the mat or on the blocks. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, fold. Breathe into the pose. And when you're ready, come all the way up and into Warrior 3. Bend your knee, look for the mat behind you and back into crescent and hands on the mat. Left leg up, left leg down on the mat. Downward facing dog. Look forward, bend your knees. Float or step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Micro bend at the top. Exhale, hands on chest. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, all the way down. Halfway lift. And come through vinyasa. So you can step back. You can go for chaturanga. And maybe up dog. Or cobra. Send your hips back into downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Bend your knee. Look underneath your armpit. On the next exhale, step between your hands. Turn your back leg and come into warrior 2. Look to the front, inhale and reverse your warrior. Come back and straighten your front leg. Send your body forward. You can use your block or you can place your hand on the mat. Trikonasana. And when you're ready, come back into warrior. And now left arm comes on the mat, the back leg turns, and place that hand next to your right foot and open. Place your knee down, grab your foot and pull towards your bum. Send that foot back. Now place both of your hands on the mat. Lift the back knee and place the right leg into pigeon. Inhale, open your chest and up. And exhale all the way down. Inhale up, tuck your toes and come back. Place your foot back on the mat. Come into down dog. Knees down. Elbows bent and into modified cobra or cobra pose. Send your hips back into child pose and come back into downward facing dog. On your inhale, left foot up, bend your knee. Look underneath your armpit, and when you're ready, step between your hands and come into warrior 2. Inhale and reverse your warrior. Exhale, come back. Send your body forward, 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 and down when you're ready. Use your block or place your hand on the mat. Open right arm into the sky and come back into warrior. Now windmill, the right hand down and open left. Send your knee down and grab your foot. Pull it. Lightly place your foot back. Both hands on the mat and pigeon. Inhale and exhale. Down. Inhale. Place your hands on the mat. Tuck your back foot, toes, and send your left leg up. Step next to the right. Downward facing dog. Look forward, bend your knees. Float or step to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Micro back bend. Exhale. Hands on chest. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you can come through your full vinyasa or modified vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. On the next inhale, send your right leg up, bend your knee, stretch, step between your hands, come to warrior two, reverse your warrior, come back to warrior two, straighten your front leg, send your right hand forward, Trikonasana. Come back into warrior two, windmill that left hand down, and now move on the side of your left foot and into side plank. Now send your toes behind you, sit just for a second, and from here into a wild thing. Hold. Slowly come back. Just lift your right leg and as slow as you can, step next to your left hand. Now open to the right. Place the knee down. Grab your foot. Pull. Let it go. Place both hands down. Lift your knee into pigeon. Inhale. And reach for your foot. You can bring it right to your elbow crease and slowly let it go. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, send the right leg up, place it back on the mat, knees down, elbows bend, come into modified cobra. Send your hips back into child pose. Tuck your toes, come into downward facing dog. Lift your left leg, bend your knee, stretch and step between your hands. Warrior two, reverse. Come back, straighten your leg, send your arm forward and down on the block or the mat, Trikonasana, and come back into warrior two. Windmill the right hand down, turn your back leg open and into side plank. Straighten that leg, put that leg behind you, left leg behind you. Sit down for a second and then come into wild thing. Breathe. When you're ready, slowly come back and step next to your right hand. Open, send your knee down, bring the leg, bring the foot closer to your bum, let it go, both hands on the mat, pigeon, inhale, straight back and reach for your foot, put it into your elbow crease if you can, let it go, both hands on the mat, lift and send left leg up, back on the mat, downward facing dog, find your pose, bend your knees, look forward, jump or step, inhale halfway lift, exhale forward fold, inhale all the way up, exhale, hands on chest, inhale all the way up, micro bend, look towards your thumbs, and exhale all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, take your vinyasa, you can step back, you can come straight into chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. On your next inhale, bring your right leg up, bend the knee, look underneath you, armpit and step between your hands. Now come into Anjaneyasana. Inhale, exhale, take your hands to the back, push off the front heel and half splits. Now put your hands on the mat. Slide your heel forward until you get 90 degrees in your back leg. Now from here, we're going to slowly come up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, we're going to take left hand on the left heel, right hand up and reach back. Hold. Squeeze your thighs. Slowly come back. Right arm first. Don't balance like me. And if you do, just go for the floor. Come back. Inhale. Exhale. Come to Anjaneyasana. Place your hands down and send right foot up. Step next to your left foot. Knees down, elbows bent, nose dive. And modified cobra. And child pose. Inhale. Come to your downward facing dog. Lift your left leg. Open and stretch. When you're ready, step between your hands. Place the knee down. Anjaneyasana. Push off the heel. Send your hips back. Half splits. Place your hands on the mat and send your front foot forward. Now from here, slowly come up. Get into the pose. And now look behind you for your right heel. And stretch, reach back, breathe into the pose and slowly come back. Anjaneyasana. Place your hands down, tuck your back foot. And back into downward facing dog. Look between your hands, bend your knees and come forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands on chest. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale. On the exhale, take your vinyasa. Step or float back into plank. And then chaturanga, and then upward facing dog, and down dog. Now, step on the edges of your mat. And then walk your hands to the back of the mat and then bend your knees and come into Malasana. Place your hands in front of you. Put your knees down, hip width apart, and tuck your toes, and from here sit on your heels and send your body into just like a squat, and then back, place your knees down and slowly send your hips down, lift your knees and into squatting. Again, slowly, knees down, use your arms for balance, and up and back again. And again, knees down, hips up. Inhale, look for your left heel. Place your hand on your heel and then reach back with your right hand. Send your hips forward and come back when you're ready. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, look for your heel with your right hand. When you find it, lean back and send your hips forward. And come back. Come into child pose. And come back into kneeling. Now we're gonna lean back until we find our heels. When you find your heels, you're gonna send your hips forward and your head back and down into camel pose. And we're gonna do the same to come back and back into child pose. Come into tabletop. Cross your shins. Send your body back. Come on the mat. Sit in the middle. Your feet touching the top of the mat. Inhale, straight back. Look forward. Exhale, hands on the mat. Straight back. Forward fold. Straight back. Don't arch your back. You can use your blocks. Inhale. And on the exhale, try lower. If you're comfortable, you can place your head on your shins. If not, just stay where you are. Use your blocks, it's fine. From here, lie down on your back. Send your hands up and your legs, hands to the back and legs up. Now, without using momentum, try to reach with your feet back. Step on your feet, on your hands, and when you're ready, grab your left foot and let go of your right one and straighten it as much as you can. Breathe and slowly come back. Switch legs. Lift your left leg up and slowly come back. Now slowly again, without using momentum, just roll vertebrae by vertebrae down on the mat. Bend your knees. Bring your feet to the floor, touching with your toes only. Inhale, and on the exhale, brace your core. Stick your back to the floor and lift your legs as they are. Don't change the angle between the shins, the calves and the thighs. For 10, 9, 8, slightly touch the floor. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now send your left leg down. Hook the toes on the top of your inner knee, just above the knee. Grab your knee with your left hand and pull towards the left. Keep your right shoulder on the floor. Do not force it through pain. If there's any pain, back off. And come back to center and switch. Hook your toes on your inner low thigh just above the knee and pull to the right. Left arm on the floor. And come back to center. Bring your knees to your chest. Lift your head and hug your knees, hug your legs. You can roll side to side. Front and back a little. Grab your knees or your shins and pull yourself up to sitting. You can take Shavasana for as long as you want right now. I hope you enjoyed this class and I will see you soon. Thank you and Namaste.